They're like, you didn't go. All right, we are on. We are still in need of a theme song, but we're here between two services, one of our virtual ministries here at St. John's Episcopal Church. I am joined this morning by Georgia Lockridge and Ann Richmond.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about the 175th anniversary of St. John's, because this is, it is fast approaching in June, the actual official 175th anniversary of when a gathering of people here in Woodford County convened in order to commission, institute, incorporate an Episcopal parish here in Woodford County. Although even before then there had been kind of sporadic worship services occurring. It really was in June of 1847, which is hard to imagine, that they said, okay, we're going to have a parish here in Versailles. So what are we celebrating? I mean, this is a lot to hit for 175 years of history. What are we looking at commemorating this year?
Well, I think what we wanted to kind of put out there for you all today is how excited and energized the committee that's working on this is, and how many different things we're going to be bringing to you and asking for your ideas and things about this landmark year for St. John's. We've already done several things that you may have noticed for this commemorating the 175th. One is the Zoom meetings we had with the granddaughter of the author of Oh Ye Jigs and Juleps, the very funny book written by the 10-year-old girl in 1904 or whatever it was. And then the essay contest that's running right now for 8 to 12-year-olds in the diocese. With $175 first prize, so encourage your 8 to 12-year-olds.
Yes.
This is really cool. And there's a video on YouTube from between two services on Easter and Facebook that you could watch with some of our 10-year-olds, current 10-year-olds, reading that same essay, and they need to write the modern contest one is for that age range to write an essay about church manners today,
Right.
which have changed hugely from church etiquette in the early part of the 1900s. So anyway, that's going on, and the deadline is May 26th for submissions. And then the prizes and the winners will be awarded at the picnic, which we're having a huge picnic with all kinds of cool stuff on June 26th. And because that's the actual date of the incorporation of this parish. And Georgia is head of the picnic committee, so let her just rant on and rave on about how much fabulous stuff is going on with that.
Thanks. First of all, we have a wonderful committee that's working hard on this. We've been meeting on a weekly basis, sometimes on a bi-weekly basis, and we've made so much progress, but we're thrilled about how it's coming together. It will be on Sunday, June 26th. There will be a 10 o'clock service only that morning. And then we're asking all of you to help us get set up so that we can start the picnic at 12. And it will run until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Pray for no rain, please. That's our prayer right now. We're so excited. We have a number of things lined up. We have Dean Osborne and his band coming, and Dean is a nephew of the famous Osborne brothers, who are famous in the bluegrass music arena. So we're thrilled to have him. We have numerous possibilities for food, and this week we'll be making our final decision on exactly how we're going with the food. But we'll have food provided, drinks. We have a bouncy house for the kids, which is going to be really fun, and an exciting cornhole tournament that we are inviting not only teams from our parish, but teams from other churches within the community. And so we hope we have good contest for that. We're also thrilled to have had the mayor agree to do a proclamation for us that the city council will vote on the week of the picnic, and then the mayor is coming to read the pronouncement at the picnic. So, and we hope to have some other officials there as well. We'll be doing some tours of St. John's. They may be virtual, they may be guided. We'll have displays, and we're also inviting other people from the diocese to come. We're inviting the bishop and other clergy throughout the diocese, as well as our local elected officials and others that we would really like to be here. So
And the
we're
whole
thrilled.
community,
The whole
really.
community will have posters up. We're doing, we have already written the press release that will go to the newspaper. We're contacting them, as well as other publications in the area. We're doing special invitations. So we have a huge publicity plan that's outlined and in progress. We've developed a really nice logo and have pieces almost ready to go to the printer. So we have this wonderful spreadsheet. Everything's outlined, and we're just checking off the things that we're doing.
Right. It's going to be a really big birthday party for the parish, and we hope people will come and celebrate with us.
Exactly.
Bring your friends, invite your friends, it'll be fun. Food is free. The band, there's nothing you have to pay for, or any of your friends have to pay for at the event. And the cornhole contest is, if you know somebody in Versailles that's just a real avid cornhole player, and they want to bring a team, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be just another church.
Right.
Not just, but it could be
A
somebody
family.
not associated with the church. Sure, like
Could be a family.
You know, if you know people that play cornhole every time they get together, they might want to join in too. So that's the contest rules and all of that are kind of in development. That we have a couple of people who are cornhole specialists, and they're working on that. So that'll be out pretty soon. So
And
it should be a
we'll
lot
be
of fun.
sending a save the date for you. It'll come out in the announcements this next week and in the bulletin, and then parishioners will receive a save the date. So be sure and mark it on your calendars. And as Ann said, invite your friends and your family, and it's going to be a big celebration.
It's going to be a big celebration. So that's what we're doing on Sunday, June the 26th. And then we have on June the 29th, we've got an event that's the Wednesday that week. That's the literal day in the evening of June the 29th, 1847. That's when St. John's was kind of chartered. So according to the historical record that we have. So we're going to do an even song on Wednesday, June 29th at 5:30 with a nice reception to follow. And of course, if you've ever been to one of our receptions, you know it's a nice reception. And this is a good time for our choral, for our choir, our musicians, kind of the deep musical legacy, and also the really passionate music ministry of our parish to shine. And I think what we're finding throughout the world is that services such as Evensong really have this evangelical nature to them because they're beautiful. They're not a Eucharist. They're something that it's a very easy, good entry point into parish ministry. And so this is an opportunity. If you've got people out there that love music, who are passionate, who might not come on a Sunday morning, invite them to the choral Evensong on Wednesday. And so it works. The Church of England has watched these services really grow and connect with people, and we've seen that elsewhere in the U.S. And I think for all of the work that goes into them, it'd be nice to see a good crowd of people to support Owen and the choir.
I think that will go on the posters as well, and so we will take those to other churches, and hopefully we might get some other folks throughout the community that will come, and those that have come to our things in the past have really enjoyed them. So, but that will be on the posters, it will be in ads in the newspaper, in the articles, so we're really trying to get the word out, as well as to the diocese, to please come to Evensong.
And we also, this whole celebration goes through the end of December. So the flagship of the anniversary is the June 26th and the 29th events, but there'll be a lot more stuff coming. The committee solicits suggestions. If y'all have an idea about something that has to do with St. John's history, especially, we have a lot of information on 1847 to probably 1970, 1980, 1990s. But the last 25 years, we need to look at in more with a little bit different slant, because we've lived it and you've lived it. And so if you have any ideas about how best to capture that experience, whatever in particular it was, we're looking at some key events that happened in the 25 years, 2001, 9/11. It kind of gave us a shift in the way the parish responded to things. Then in 2004, when the Anglican Church split off from us. And then in 2005 with Katrina, this parish responded beautifully to Katrina. We brought a busload of people up from the Gulf and found them apartments. It was a community effort, but we were very much involved. And then, of course, COVID, which we kind of are still, we're hoping we're done with it, but who knows?
Who knows?
So, and we've had a lot of good things that have come out of COVID, despite the fact that it was very difficult, but so many positive things have come that we're doing that are new and innovative that will continue, and that's a real positive thing in our parish.
So when you think about COVID, yes, there was a lot of hardship, a lot of death, a lot of grief, a lot of letting go of things, a lot of isolation. Sure, but there was also creativity and innovation, and people learned to value things that they maybe had taken for granted before. And as we move out of that, we have kind of new eyes for things that we took for granted before. So if you have any ideas about how to present that, how to examine those things, how to spiritually appreciate them, and kind of capture that for the future. For future people down the road who in 25 years will be looking at the 200th anniversary, what do we want them to know about what happened now? So that's just a kind of, there's lots more stuff.
We're going through a lot of old photographs and just trying to pick the ones that we think will be good for articles or displays or that really tell our story. So if you have photographs from any time during the past that you'd like to share with us, we'd be happy to have those.
We're also looking at doing a decade by decade capsule with images and text of each decade. That most of the content is already there for the before probably 2000. The content is already there. If you have anything that you think is really important about a particular decade, we need to know about it. We also have a video of the Queen's visit.
Yes.
Not of the Queen, not of the service, because they weren't allowed to video inside. But there's a news report of the Queen coming, and it's mostly interviews with parishioners and a few shots of the Queen. But that happened in '85, I think. But that's really interesting, and we'll do something with an edited version of that. Probably put it up on this time slot sometime during the summer.
This fall, we're even considering doing another event, and we're collecting ideas right now on how that might look and what the theme of that might be, or the main thrust of it. So if you have ideas on that, the committee certainly welcomes that, because we'd like to maybe even do another get-together, maybe not as large as the picnic celebration, but some way to continue to celebrate our 175th anniversary.
That's
excellent. There's a lot going on, a lot to celebrate.
Yes.
There's more.
There's more. All right.
There's more.
Yeah.
We did a generational project in 2010 where some of you may remember young people were videographers with old-fashioned, little GoPro cameras, and went and interviewed our oldest parishioners and asked them to tell stories about St. John's. We interviewed, I think, 6 different people, and we have the footage, and it's all been time-stamped and gone through, and we're working on exactly how to add that to the mix of the information we have. It may be an edited set of video clips interspersing something else, but that's coming, and that's fascinating that we still have that. The hard drive had not been started since 2010, but everything worked, yay. We're also looking for COVID stories, marriages, funerals, worship, particular worship reactions, or things you like. I mean, we had several at the pavilion, at the park, so that was different. We had outdoor ones, that was different. We had live stream ones and all kinds of different things. So we would like to examine that in some way as well. I could just go on and on and on.
Eagle Wings, we've already had a couple of articles from parishioners that have written articles of the past, stories. There'll be a save the date this time in Eagle Wings to remind you also for the picnic and the evensong. But we have stories planned in Eagle Wings for the next several months, a variety of things. So watch those, read those, and
we also may be having, I don't know if Father Dana can speak to this, a second Zoom class with Beverly Kinsel, who's the granddaughter of the author of OU Jigs and Juleps. She was fascinating. Mm-hmm. She's a very, very, very brilliant woman who was a Harvard professor of religion and just an amazing person. And listening to her is fantastic. So whether it's about Jigs and Juleps or St. John's or Kentucky or her grandmother's other writings, if we do that, that would be something definitely not to miss, and that would be part of the 175 celebration.
We're also considering doing a time capsule.
Yes.
Burying a time capsule, COVID time capsule, and that'll be fun for families to get involved with. And so be thinking of things that you'd like to see go in our time capsule that would relate back to this particular period of time in our history.
And we also, speaking of OU Jigs and Juleps, we may also do live readings and or videos of some of the other chapters in OU Jigs and Juleps. The one of the church etiquette is the only one we've done so far. But if you have a young person who might want to do that, who might want to read either for audio or video, one of those, that would be a great experience and also fun, and we can put that out there in whatever way seems appropriate and best. We're not short of ideas, but we want more because they won't all work. These are all in the planning process, which means they might happen, they might morph into something else, they might not happen. It depends on, on how things go, but we're really, really excited about how big a story we have to tell.
Right.
We do need to think and discern a lot about, I think, some in the committee and with Father Dana about exactly what storyline we want to emphasize, because you can't tell everything. But it could be about our something about our worship that just kind of hooks everything together, or something about our fellowship that hooks everything together, something about our mission and outreach. How does that hook together from Katrina to today and homeless people?
Right.
There needs to be. We're still kind of working on that. As I said, as we all have said, everything is in process. But it's going to be a year-long effort, so we've got lots of time to make it work. And with your help, there will be room for everyone in the parish to do something. Whether it's serve tea at the picnic, or help with a video, or help us go through photographs, or bring us photographs, or whatever. This is an all-inclusive project. It's just that there's a committee because we have to get things done and get them done expeditiously. But volunteers are certainly welcome.
The real thing that I'm hoping that we tap in on in all of this is the theme of kind of resilience and also renewal and rebirth. That I remember when I first came to St. John's, reading the documented timeline of the split, and then also reading some of the news reporting that happened in 2004. And I remember one particular Herald Leader story that was really striking, because it was like, like 200 people are worshiping at this place, and they're the new Anglican church, and there's like 10 people at St. John's, and it's sort of like this little parish, they're going to keep the building, but the people are gone, and the church is the people, and you kind of, I don't know what the reporter or the writer was if that was necessarily the slant, but I came away with it, that it felt very slanted. And what obviously happened was, there's still an Anglican church, and there's no animosity towards them. They're worshiping, and they have now 20 years of their own history as their own parish. But we here at St. John's, the story is that like the parish didn't die, that people came, that there was growth, that there was ministry, that there was outreach, that there was continuity. And really with what we're facing right now, we're really telling a very similar story. I mean, we were shut down. We were back to 3, 4, 5, 6 people on a Sunday morning, not because people left, but because that's what we had to do. And so coming out of this, it's one of the reasons why you learn a history of a place, is because it's not all in the past. It's very much in the present. The things that have made St. John's a successful parish, that have helped this church endure through, when you think about it, through Civil War, through Great Depression, through 2 World Wars, through the great tumult of the Civil Rights Movement, through all of this ups and downs, through a major split, through COVID, is going to be that DNA is in the heart of this community. And through studying our history and how did our forebears, and telling the story of how our forebears succeeded and endured, really it can inspire us with hope to move forward, to realize that yes, there is going to be a 200th anniversary of this place, and we want to set the stage so that the story that they're telling is the story of a community of disciples that endured hardship and kept the faith.
Exactly.
Amen.
And
So-
reached out to the community and
Celebrated.
and
Yeah, I mean, it all comes back down to Scripture, right? There's a time for everything. There was a time to be shut down and locked in our houses, and now there's a time to rejoice and to celebrate and to open up back up to the community, invite people in. So, very excited. Thank you both for your work.
Yes.
There's a lot of good things going on, and we hope you'll be part of it.
Well, we'll turn this off.
Good morning, everyone. Goodbye.
thank you.
Bye.
Okay. One more down.